I hosted when all this stuff occurred. Like I really, it was something that was very abrupt, and I dealt with it as best as I could. But I responded publicly shortly after it happened, and then had plans to go offline and to spend time with my family, and that worked out coincidentally very well. Just because that 4th of July weekend, it just snowballed into such a big event. So being offline was actually really helpful for me in being able to spend time with my friends and my family and kind of take a step back.
What about the reaction to it, though? I mean, huge sections of Reddit shut down in protest about the fact that you weren't there anymore.
I think it was more, and this has been often debated publicly, but I think that, what transpired was the specific sections that I dealt with quite often. We're trying to figure out ways to...
this is Ask Me Anything, or the
exactly.
AMAs, which was hugely popular.
Right, and there were AMAs that I was working on in progress with a variety of sections of the site. So those folks were trying to, in effect, figure out what they needed to do next to keep the regularly scheduled programming going. And so they needed to take a pause just in order to be able to figure out standard operating procedures. And then, I think that what appears to have occurred is that other folks kind of wanted to join in, even though they did not necessarily have AMAs scheduled for their sections of the site and so on and so forth, and it kind of snowballed from there.
Yeah, just in case people are listening thinking this doesn't mean anything to me, I'll give you an idea of just how big the AMAs were on Reddit. Barack Obama was on one, so there you go. It's not just some random thing, and billions of people looked at it as well. Quite a lot of the anger from people was when you were sacked was directed at your old boss, and that's Reddit's former CEO, Ellen Powell. Some of that turned very nasty, didn't it? There were even death threats. What was that like for you to see?
Obviously, I think that it's important to remember the human online and offline. So, I was trying very hard not to spend a lot of time online during the main crux of all of this hubbub. I was just basically trying to get myself together and to figure out what I needed to do next, and just take a step back from all that. And I'm sure that anyone who's been in the center of such an momentous event, has taken similar steps where they just, try to step away from all of that and figure out what exactly their frame of mind is and how they want to react. And so when I did, start to make my voice heard again, I just really wanted to emphasize how grateful and how positive my support was, and how much I appreciated the entire community and the internet at large. And you mentioned AMAs that I assisted with. I assisted with several BBC folks. I believe Jack and Dean when they did one. So, it was something where I'm very grateful. It's been an incredible experience. I got to help more than 2,500 AMAs. So, it was overall something I'm very, very grateful for.
One final one, if we can, Victoria. It must be quite weird for somebody who normally observes and comments on other people being involved in media storms to find yourself in the middle of one.
It was definitely surreal. The most surreal moment was when there was a photographer that was following me around, and I think that that's very unusual for anyone who does anything online. It's not something that you expect. So it was very surreal. But I've been incredibly moved. So many people have been so kind and sent me wonderful messages and positive support, and I'm very excited to be at WeWork, and I'm looking forward to visiting the UK in the next month or so, and getting to see the folks over there as well.
You're about a week into the new job, are you?
Yep, exactly.
How's it going?
It's going great. What excited me about WeWork is that they have locations all around the world. So in 16 cities and 48 locations, and there are 4 in London. They're going to be opening 1 pretty soon, and including the largest co-working space in the world in Moorgate. So I'm pretty excited to visit the UK in September and get an idea of what those spaces are like and get to connect with the community there.